On duty, off duty is irrelevant.
Well, I think it's important that you help people understand when you start an officer-involved shooting investigation, you're looking at potential homicide charges, murder charges for this.
Yeah, let's say that Mickey got transported to the hospital and he died. And a lot of people, man, I've taught a lot of classes on this to law enforcement, and law enforcement gets pissed about this. In this particular case, it's either going to be an aggravated assault or it's going to be a homicide investigation. And Mickey's fine. He's just light on one side, but he's fine at this point.
Good.
So it'll be an aggravated assault charge, and there is justification. Is there something that happened that we don't know about that Biggie Smalls can justify? There's some really interesting things here that I know the general public never considers, and it's worth talking about. Right, wrong, or indifferent, he has rights. She has rights. They all have rights.
Everybody in the situation has rights.
If you're going to be charged with a crime, you have rights, and we have to respect those rights. What a lot of people don't realize, let's say the first sergeant on scene grabs Biggie Smalls, pulls him to the side, and says, "What happened?"
Now he's being compelled to talk because it's his job.
It will be viewed as a compelled or an actual forced or coerced statement, because now it's not just a cop asking him, it's a supervisor. And if we flipped the roles and a cop grabbed the average public citizen, pulled him off to the side, and what happened? Knowing he's a suspect that committed this crime and doesn't read Miranda, what happens to that statement?
Nothing. You can't use it.
So this is where things get really complex, is even responding officers and supervisors have to be really careful of the conversations they're having with that shooter in this case, because it could look as a compelled statement.
The kind of questions they can ask is very limited as it relates to public safety.
100%. We can ask, how many rounds did you fire and in what direction? And the purpose of that is do we need to go do a neighborhood canvass over here? Because Biggie Smalls also shot up 2 houses and poor grandma's dead on the couch, right?
Right.
Is there anybody who fled who is posing a public threat? Who is it? Do we know what direction?
That isn't still in the vicinity.
Correct. Is there anybody you think is hurt that we need to render aid to? And these are these public safety questions, and there's actually 9 of them. And we can ask that, but short of that, you cannot get into an interview without doing Miranda. You have to Mirandize that person.
Okay.
And in this particular case, Biggie Smalls is going to invoke. He's going to say, I'm not making any statements until I get an attorney.
Okay.
Which isn't a bad idea.
Not unusual.
Not unusual at all. So we have 2 investigations going. We have a criminal investigation, and now we've got to have an internal investigation. We got some internal issues that we're going to have to deal with Biggie Smalls at some point.
Okay.
We have to address these things.
Right.
It's secondary. We don't care about that right now. Right now, it's the criminal investigation. Did he commit an aggravated assault?